Hi and welcome to this Aquarius inspired reading for August 2025. You can use this reading anytime you find this. It doesn't have to be August. I am working with the symbolism of the tarot cards and the symbolism of Western astrology to uncover new layers of consciousness, find new perspectives, maybe gain some insight and find some inspiration. I am not a fortune teller. I'm merely working with the cards as a tool for self-reflection, and I hope I can assist you in that process. All right, let's see what wants to come out. Also, we can have a little fun, of course, if that's what the cards want to talk about, but I have a feeling it might be. So let's see. That's too much. Ooh, the Tower. Well, that can be fun, but a little bit of an extreme fun moment. Well, a Tower moment is often referred to as something happening out of the blue that is shaking our world up, you know, but in reality, it's really a hint from the universe helping us to break through very, very strong built up walls within us. So we might be tested when it comes to our beliefs, when it comes to our intellectualized constructs that we build in our mind. As we can see in the Tower, there is people falling out of the tower, and the top of the tower is falling down, but not the tower itself. So it's not a full destruction of a situation. It's more like maybe we've built some ideas a little bit too high into an intellectualized area or realm, and the universe is like, well, are you sure that this is still connected somehow to reality? So this is also maybe shaking us up when it comes to false securities that we've built for ourselves. So this can be a very, very freeing moment as well. In this case, it might be not so much a moment that is breaking out from within ourselves. It might actually really be something in our environment that is causing us to rearrange our thinking, I would say. And it can be quite sudden. But as I said, this can be a very freeing moment and a very, very intense moment to help us get rid of really strong barriers within our own minds that keep us from developing. Queen of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, of course, this might be shaking us up emotionally a little bit, and we can tell that it very much seems like, because this Queen of Cups is falling on this card from the subconscious. So we might have a realization about our emotional life that we've maybe pushed away. I want to say maybe we've pushed away the idea that we are a little bit emotionally unstable, or that there is things that we need to work on when it comes to our self-love. And we might be shown certain moments that are an epiphany where we can really tell that something within us is strongly reacting. And that's what I see here, and it might come from the outside, because air signs in general, they tend to intellectualize feelings, they tend to push things down, detach, and not be too concerned about emotional imbalances. But I think there might be stuff happening that really shows us like, oh, we really need to look a little closer at these emotions that are stirring up within us and that are a little too intense or too much. And we might wanna look at the reality of our emotional life and how that affects us, and how we have to find a strategy also maybe to deal with that, and that our old strategy maybe doesn't work anymore, which is kind of a Tower moment as well. Nine of Wands. I like that the Nine of Wands is here, because we've come very far with the Nine of Wands, and that is what's still influencing this situation. We've integrated a lot. We've integrated a lot of our past experiences. We've learned a lot. We're guarded. We're understanding of how we came here. We are very experienced. We are also maybe a little bit hurt, or we feel like, okay, we want to be cautious because we've seen so much, we've done so much, we experienced so much, that we have to kind of be a little guarded and cautious of what's coming. But the Tower moment we don't see coming, and it might be because we are looking too much into the past right now, and we're not too concerned about what's behind the corner. It just looks like that. We might just have come to a point where we feel like, okay, now I'm here with all my life experience, and I've integrated that, and I can see that it made me stronger. And maybe right now you're strong enough for this last push, this last Tower moment, that is like, now the universe is coming in and helping you break these last very strong walls open that we sometimes, even through analyzing, even through understanding, even through sorting through all the experiences and integrating them, sometimes there's still walls built within us that we cannot just break like that, even though we've come very far. So let's see. 8 of Wands. I like that. Higher consciousness. 8 of Wands is saying we are ready to move forward with this push of energy as well, because the Tower often brings a strong push of energy. It brings Mars energy, it brings a lot of fire, and it helps. It's like, also the Tower for me often is a Kundalini awakening. It's like something is finally able to break free. Some energy within us is finally able to break free. And the fire is also burning down everything that's in the way, burning down every belief system, every pattern, every restriction that we've set upon ourselves to be able to move forward. And of course, this might be emotionally disturbing or throwing us off balance, but it is really setting free a lot of energy, and it seems like we're setting free a lot of fiery energy right now, and we're really ready to move forward and to get into lane and to get into speed. Like a little bit of a Big Bang type of energy that I'm feeling here. That's setting free a lot of life force. Oh wow, yeah, okay, we gotta look at that, because the Queen of Cups here is carrying all these unresolved emotions, I want to say. Okay, the Page of Pentacles in the reverse, what we're moving into is saying we don't need to worry too much about the reality of things right now and changing it, because this is earth energy. We don't want to look too much at the 3D right now and trying to make it grow, trying to make it look different, trying to see the results, trying to master the results. I think right now we really need to handle this situation right now, in the now, and we still have some stuff to carry that we want to get rid of. Death card in the reverse before this actual change in the 3D can happen. That doesn't mean that not any changes. There's a lot of change happening, and it's happening very fast. But don't try to look for the results in the everyday right now. Don't try to do things just to see that you did things, or don't try to master your material environment. You know, this is not, I think, the lesson right now. The lesson right now is, yeah, wow, this is, everything is just really switching around and jumping around. With the Page of, we have 2 pages, and we have a Page of Cups here, and with the Page of Cups and the 9 of Wands, this is a really complex reading, I have to say. It is important to focus more on our emotional development than on the things that actually show itself in our material environment in the everyday. It's more about what happens on the inside right now than what happens on the outside, if you know what I mean. Don't look for the proof in the everyday. Look into what's happening within and how you're working with it and how you're feeling with it, because this is right now really a big moment of learning and of growing and of developing as emotional individual that is trying to learn more about their inner lives. And this is the page of cups, and it might come with some, you know, tough lessons, in a sense that it might still be quite unsettling at times emotionally, but you know that this is the only way to move you forward on the fast lane. If you're not looking at these type of things, you're gonna stay in the slow lane. You know, this is, we want to move forward fast. Or we have to, also in a way. We have to. There is really no way around it with this Tower moment. Nine of Swords, I think what we are ready to leave behind and work on. Nine of Swords in the reverse. Mastering anxiety, mastering worry, mastering the mind going one or two steps too far. Nine of Swords. So, point 1. Three of Wands in the reverse. Doing the right thing at the right moment. Also something we want to address when it comes to getting more emotionally stable, I think. And Death card in the reverse. This doesn't have to be slow and long process, is what I see and what I saw before. Also, it can be quite sudden, that we can't just cut off certain things or are ready to cut off certain things out of this position of wanting to learn and wanting to develop as an emotional being. And out of all these experiences that we've made, we don't have to wait for this long, we don't have to drag out the process. We don't have to overthink it. We don't have to be too doubtful. We don't have to be weighing all the options. I think it's going to be very clear, but at the same time, we don't want to focus on, and there's a lot of don'ts in my language right now. It's very interesting. I feel like the Tower moment will give you a lot of, don't do that. That didn't serve you in the past. Or, why hang on to this type of pattern when I can just do something else? Maybe this will do the trick, you know? Maybe this will change things. Maybe this, and I think there's a lot of epiphanies and realizations, maybe even in the everyday, that might make you feel like, oh wow, I'm really building a highway right now in my brain by just making decisions that help me regulate my emotions. And yes, my surroundings and my environment and my work life or whatever might still look the same, but I know within things are changing rapidly. Very fascinating. We do have Pluto in Aquarius. This is, of course, for quite some time. It will be a big deal, and it has been a big deal, because Pluto is really going to the depths of it. All right. Oh, nice. The way we see this, it's an adventure. And I said this can be fun. This doesn't have to be, you know, this catastrophe or this disaster that the Tower often is indicating. It is quite fun. I feel like you can see this as an adventure within. Going on a little adventure within and figuring out more in which direction your will and your lust and your life force drives you. Because there's a lot of drive force that is set free by this process of sudden realizations for some reason I feel like it's happening over and over and over again. And also we have Uranus in Gemini, which is a sister sign. It just moved into Gemini, and it's a sister sign of Aquarius. So this is very beneficial for you because it's trining your sign, and it could be these sudden moments, and Uranus is these sudden moments that also the Tower is somehow about, or in a way about. So we could have these sudden realizations, sudden moments, surprises really benefiting us. So what's coming in from the outside? Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, I think as I said, we don't want to look at offerings from the outside or the reality of things as it builds, because there is no value in it right now. It sounds really kind of stupid, but when the Ace of Pentacles is in the reverse, it is an offer that might not have value for us. It is a seed that somebody wants to plant or give into our direction, or wants to offer us, that is not really for us. So we are not the right soil to grow it in, if you know what I mean. So it's also maybe realization about what is a long-term sustainable offer from the outside that you can actually work with. And if this is a romantic thing, which I can really also sense a little bit, it could be a very intense and sudden realization also that certain offerings from people into your direction are just not worth it. It's just not worth your time, your energy, your inner peace. It's just nothing you can work with. And it might be even something in disguise. You know, somebody wants to offer you something and wants to make it seem valuable, but you're like, no, this is nothing. I cannot work with this. I'm sorry. Maybe for somebody else. But I'm just saying that because we have the Page of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse here, and this kind of this double energy of having somebody or someone offer you something that is just not for you. And maybe this is a big realization as we speak, that these things just don't find fertile ground here anymore. Yeah, well, the fears, High Priestess in the reverse, the fear that we are not tapped into our intuition or cannot trust our own intuition. That is, of course, a fear that can be coming up, especially if we've had a lot of experiences in the past where we felt like, okay, maybe this was not ideal, or kind of bruised me, or took more strength from me than I've learned from it. But I think this is a process that we are going through right now here to really understand what we can take from our past, what we can take from our experiences, and how we can find the power and the strength again in those experiences. The key card, Nine of Pentacles in the reverse, is such a big theme. Wow, has been coming out in, I think, 3 or 4 readings already. Scorpio, I think, I don't even know. A lot of readings at the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. And it is about our self-worth, of course. It is about building our self-worth, our confidence, our independence, seeing ourselves also in a good light, experiencing ourselves as being accomplished, also being of value for yourself and therefore for others. When it's upright, then it's all that. When it's in the reverse, we might have to assess our self-image, how we see ourselves, how we present ourselves, how we move in the world, and how we are our own person. And the key to this, I think, is the Six of Pentacles here, which is like, we want to focus on an equal give and take. We want to focus on not over-giving, not being happy with breadcrumbs. we want to think about how can we really put our resources into relationships or into work environments or into environments where we work together with people on any kind of level. How can we spend our time, our money, our efforts, our emotional resources when it comes to a balanced give and take, and how does it feel fair? It doesn't have to be balanced in this case, doesn't have to mean it has to be equal always, because the Six of Pentacles really talks about this topic of balance, but not necessarily equality. This man here in the middle, he's on top of the hierarchy, giving his resources to two beggars, and for him it's fair, for them it's fair. It doesn't have to be like a complete equal give and take, but it has to be balanced and fair, and everybody needs to feel okay with it. And I think this is the key. Normally the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse here would be the key card, but I feel like this is even more the key, the Six of Pentacles, to come back to the sense of self-worth and independence, where it's also like on a very practical level, just like, okay, all right, I don't have it right now, so I'm not gonna give it right now. You have more than me right now, so you're supposed to give me more. Or you have all these things and you're afraid to give them away. I'm not going to accept that. I'm not going to accept that, because that chips away from my worth. And I have the same thing going on in another reading. I need to check. It was also a Libra reading. Don't let people chip away from your worth. And also that makes sense with the trine of the air signs. All right, anyway, so yeah, this is what I have for you. This is a picture that I have for you. I hope that you can work with this, that it's helpful. Please check out my description box, check out how you can support this channel, how you can order a reading, and please like, subscribe, comment, and I hope I see you next time. And until then, have a good one and goodbye.